Hello, my name is Alejandra Crespo. I study electrical mechanical engineering. My topic is about bus PROFIBUS RS-485 revenues with GMR installation. We have a introduction is PROFIBUS. PROFIBUS is the world's most certified bus with over 50 million nodes in operation. Originally developed in Germany, registered as the IN 19,245 in 1989. The PROFIBUS name is derived from the term process file bus, designed initially as a bit-level serial communications standard. Traditional installation. Figure shows the traditionally solid bus node design described. In all PROFIBUS DP documentation, the circuit uses three optocouplers to separate the PROFIBUS bus transceiver from its ground reference controller circuit. We have a figure about traditional PROFIBUS DP node. Bus signal convection. The RS-485 standard clearly defines the transceiver bus terminals A and B as the inverting and non-inverting terminals, respectively. However, all transceiver manufacturers use the opposite convection, with terminal A being the non-inverting and the terminal B as the inverting terminal. This figure is about modern PROFIBUS DP node using ISL 3240. We have a video about RS-400 PROFIBUS.
Hi, I'm Clark Adair from the Industrial Interface Group here at Texas Instruments with a brief discussion of PROFIBUS using RS-485. PROFIBUS is a popular interface standard for industrial automation. There are different versions of PROFIBUS, but the most widely used is based on RS-485. Beyond the standard RS-485 requirements, PROFIBUS designers should consider several specific characteristics for the transceivers. PROFIBUS uses signaling rates up to 12 megabits per second, so the transceiver should be capable of that speed. In addition, the propagation delays should be well controlled and matched between rising and falling transitions. This allows for timing budget precision at the system level. The differential output voltage capability should be 2.1 volts, somewhat higher than standard RS-485 level of 1.5 volt. The PROFIBUS termination uses bias resistors to set the default bus levels to a known state. The differential capacitance of a PROFIBUS transceiver should be minimized, less than 10 picofarads, to reduce the discontinuity of the transmission line. The common mode noise immunity should be specified to reduce any effect from spurious electrical pulses in the network. TI has a family of transceivers which are designed specifically for PROFIBUS applications. All are optimized for the requirements and best practices suggested for industrial automation networks. For more information, please see the TI web at ti.com. Thanks.
We have an MDR PROFIBUS solution. Since the introduction of the non-isolated RSL-3159 PROFIBUS transceiver, Renesas has integrated this device with digital isolator bus on the GMR technology into single package to produce the ISL 3274X family of isolated PROFIBUS transceivers. Table lists the various PROFIBUS transceivers by their index features. Note that all transceivers support a maximum data rate of 40 megabits while operation from a primary supply of 3 volts to 5.5 volts and from a secondary supply of 4.5 volts to 5.5 volts. Isolate provides some transceivers about the table. Transients protection. Protection the RS-485 against transient accident the device. Transient immunity requires the addition of external transaction voltage suppressors (TVI). As for the support, we choose the mentioned reclamp due to its high transaction protection levels, low junction capacitance, and small form factor. About the table is a reclamp TVR features. The TBI is implemented between the bus lines and insular ground, as shown in figure. Signs transient voltage on the bus lines are referenced to air potential, also called protected air (PE). A high voltage capacitor is inserted between ground and PE, providing a low impedance path for high-frequency transients. Note that the connection to PE is usually made via the method chassis of the equipment or a short load inductance wire. About is other video about isolate RS-485 transceiver evaluation boards.
NDE has 4 isolated RS-485 transceiver evaluation boards, 40 megabits per second, ultra-miniature QSOP, narrow body, and PROFIBUS. We'll demonstrate a simple network using 2 of them. The boards are connected to a computer via an Arduino and connected to each other via RS-485. One is the RS-485 master, and the other is a slave. The controller side power is from the computer's USB. We have 2 5-volt supplies for the bus side. Data from the master is read by the slave and sent back to the master, demonstrating a round trip through both transceivers. We want the RS-485 isolated, since the computers could be on different power circuits and could be more than a kilometer apart, which would create nasty ground loops if they were directly connected. Here are the Arduino programs. The transceivers work great with RS-485 library routines. The transceivers are the fastest, the smallest, the best isolation voltage, lowest EMI, and longest barrier life in the industry. The eval board options are the 40 megabit per second IL-3585, the world's fastest isolated transceiver, a board with the world's smallest isolated transceiver, the second smallest transceiver, a narrow body, PROFIBUS, plus coming soon, a transceiver with an integrated DC to DC converter. Click, email, or call us for more information, or to order parts or evaluation boards.
These other video provide PROFIBUS communication in Siemens PLC 317 302DP with RS-485 modulus, and about communication profiling.
प्रोफिबस का कनेक्टर है वो।
अच्छा, इसमें है ही नहीं वो प्रोग्राम, ब्लॉक सब हट गया। ये कल हमने लिखा था,
ये मॉडल नंबर है। इसमें वायरिंग होती है, यहाँ पे दिख रहा होगा A1 B1 A2 B2, ठीक है। तो हमें क्या करना है, जो PLC का फर्स्ट पार्ट है, जो मतलब पहला है, जो IM जहाँ PLC पे कनेक्ट होना है, उसमें वायरिंग करनी है यहाँ पे A1 और B1 पे और A2 और B2 पे। तो ये वाली जो केबल है ये हमारी निकल के जाएगी फर्स्ट वाली जो सेक्शन है इसके, ये हो गया और यहाँ पे रहेगा हमारा ऑन। ये आ गया हमारा सेकंड IM। इसमें जो ये फर्स्ट वाली केबल है जो PLC से आई है वो ये है और यहाँ से निकल के जाएगी दूसरे IM के लिए। और एड्रेसिंग में ये है, ये जो डिप स्विच है नीचे वाला जो है ये हमेशा ऑफ रखना है, और जो फर्स्ट वाला है वो जहाँ वो हमारा 2 के सामने दिख रहा है वो 1 है। और ये जैसे 2 और 1 मतलब 2 और 1, ये मैंने क्या किया है, इसमें 1 और 2 किया है तो 3 है, इसका एड्रेस 3 है। तो पहला छोड़ के दूसरा और तीसरा मैंने ऑन किया और बाकी ऑफ कर दिया। यहाँ पे जो IM है ये ऑफ रहेगा, इसका जो सॉरी इसका IM पे जो कार्ड है जो कनेक्टर है इस पर ये ऑफ रहेगा। और वहाँ पे भी वहाँ मेरा ऑन था, यहाँ मेरा ऑफ है। और अब चलते हैं लास्ट वाले में जिसका एड्रेस मैंने 4 रखा हुआ है, ठीक है। कनेक्टर में सिर्फ इसमें 2 वायर होंगे, सिंगल केबल होगी, पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव वो कलर कोडिंग आप देख ही लेना। तो आ जाते हैं इसमें, ये हम इसका मेरा एड्रेस 4 है, एड्रेसिंग दिख रही है यहाँ पे। ये मैंने 4 नंबर टिप स्विच ऑन किया है और यहाँ पे ये रहेगा ऑफ, ठीक है, सॉरी ऑन। पहले में ऑन रहेगा और लास्ट वाले में ऑन रहेगा, बीच में सब में ऑफ रहेगा, ठीक है। ये इसकी IM की वो होती है।
And applied in Ecuador about the PROFIBUS. We have DP network installation designed of PROFIBUS DP node installation technology based on GMR resistance DP node design using the ISL through 374 designs with medical and robotics applications. We have I present overview of what to check in your RS-485 is not communicating. pros and cons. In pros, we have satisfied in-person system, covers but no installation, lifetime without replacement, transceiver improves reliability, and cons we have prohibit the use of many transceivers, low resistance, slight gel, limits about voltage and line nodes. And the video is about PROFIBUS FAQ, how many repeats can be cascaded.
Hello, my name is Dennis van Boma and today I'm going to explain the myth about cascading of repeaters. Some might have seen in documents 5, 6 or 9 repeaters that can be cascaded. There are different stories out there. Some say it's written in the standard and others say it is just a rule of thumb. Now the actual truth lies with the manufacturers. They decide how many repeaters can be cascaded. Now, where does this come from? It comes from the galvanic isolation in the repeaters. This is based on optocouplers. And the optocouplers, they make the bits a little smaller or a little wider. When you cascade lots of repeaters, suddenly the baud rate changes. So what do you have to do? You have to look in the manual of the manufacturer of that specific repeater, and there it should be stated how many repeaters can be cascaded at a maximum. Now some repeaters do not have a limit. For example, the Procentec repeater, this one is unlimited. Why is this? Because it regenerates the bits. It does not work like all the other standard repeaters when a 0 comes in or a 1 comes in, that it is immediately forwarded to the other side. No, it regenerates the bits. It looks at the protocol and knows exactly what's going on. And with only 1.5 bit times delay, the user does not even see this behavior. So to summarize, please look in the manuals of the repeater manufacturer, and there it will be stated how many repeaters can be placed in series. My name is Dennis van Boma, and now you know the myth about cascading of repeaters.
And finally, we have the conclusion. Many devices will function in a PROFIBUS DP node. Of these, only a handful will meet the 7 BPP DP maximum differential voltage specification. The ISL 33274 XE transceivers make the PROFIBUS specifications and are recognized for use in DP nodes by PROFIBUS International. They eliminate design risks and accelerate time to market using GR isolator technology for vaccine and reinforced insulation. Well, thank you very much and bye.